Have you ever had someone disrespect your home so casually that it made your blood boil, but they smiled while doing it? Because that's exactly how this started. Every single morning at 7:12 a.m., like clockwork, I'd hear the crunch of footsteps outside my bedroom window. Not a jogger, not a delivery driver, but her, the HOA Karen. She didn't use the sidewalk. She didn't use the clearly marked path. No, she cut straight across my lawn like it was public property. Coffee cup in hand, phone pressed to her ear, acting like my grass was a shortcut she was entitled to. At first, I thought it was accidental. Maybe she was new. Maybe she didn't realize it was private property. So I let it slide. Once. Twice. But by week 2, my lawn had a visible dirt path carved straight through the center of it. My freshly laid sod, ruined. My sprinkler heads, cracked. My patience, hanging by a thread. So I did what any reasonable homeowner would do. I walked outside one morning and politely said, "Hey, excuse me, could you please use the sidewalk? This is private property." She stopped, slowly turned, looked me up and down like I just insulted her bloodline, and then she said it. "Oh, sweetie, the HOA allows pedestrian access. If you don't like it, take it up with the board." Then she smiled. Not a friendly smile, a smug, satisfied smile. And before I could even respond, she kept walking right across my lawn. And that's when I realized something important. This wasn't ignorance. This wasn't a mistake. This was intentional. I emailed the HOA that same day, attached photos, dates, times. I even drew a red line on the images showing the path she was carving through my yard. The response? A generic copy-paste email. "Dear homeowner, the HOA encourages neighborly cooperation. Please attempt to resolve this matter amicably." That was it. No warning, no enforcement, no support. Meanwhile, the same HOA had no problem sending me a $75 fine 2 weeks earlier because my trash can was visible for 20 extra minutes. That's when the frustration turned into something else. Determination. If the HOA wasn't going to protect my property, then I would. And that's when the idea began to form. Not revenge, not vandalism, not anything illegal, just a lesson. One she'd never forget. The more I paid attention, the angrier I got. Every morning, same routine, same shortcut, same entitlement. She even started bringing friends with her, 2 other women from the neighborhood, laughing as they stomped across my grass like it was a park trail. Meanwhile, I was getting HOA notices for microscopic nonsense. Grass uneven, mailbox paint slightly faded, bush encroaching half an inch over guideline. Half an inch. But 3 grown adults trampling my lawn every day? Apparently acceptable. I tried one more time. I put up a small, tasteful sign. "Private property, please use sidewalk." Gone. The next morning. Just gone. That's when I knew this wasn't just about walking. It was about control. HOA Karens thrive on it. They enforce rules when it benefits them and ignore them when it doesn't. So I read the HOA bylaws. Every page, every footnote, every annoying legal paragraph. And buried deep in Section 8.14 was a clause that changed everything. Homeowners may install landscaping features provided they do not obstruct common walkways or violate safety regulations. My lawn was not a common walkway, which meant I could landscape it however I wanted. That's when the plan came together. I wasn't going to yell. I wasn't going to argue. I wasn't going to confront her again. I was going to let nature do the talking. I ordered supplies that same night. Native thorny shrubs, decorative ground cover, a subtle but powerful irrigation adjustment. Nothing dangerous, nothing illegal, nothing malicious, just inconvenient. Over the next week, I worked quietly.
Early mornings, late evenings. I reshaped my lawn into something beautiful, curved flower beds, natural borders, and one very important detail. A soft patch of freshly tilled soil, perfectly placed right in the middle of her usual path. From a distance, it looked harmless, inviting even. I finished just in time for Monday morning. I made coffee, sat by the window, and waited.
7:12 a.m., right on schedule. There she was, same pace, same phone call, same confidence. She didn't even look down. Her foot hit the soft soil and instantly sank. Her sandal twisted, her balance shifted, and in one glorious, slow-motion moment, she fell. Not hard enough to hurt herself, but hard enough to ruin her outfit. Coffee everywhere, phone flying. She scrambled up, furious, covered in dirt, staring at her shoes like they'd betrayed her. And then she saw me, standing on my porch, calm, silent, holding my coffee. She opened her mouth to scream, but I spoke first. "Oh, wow," I said. "That's why people usually stick to the sidewalk." Her face went red, not embarrassed, angry. She started yelling about hazards, lawsuits, HOA violations. I calmly explained that I'd landscaped my own property, fully within HOA guidelines, approved plants, approved layout. I even had the email confirmation printed. She stormed off threatening legal action. But the best part? The next day, she didn't come back. Neither did her friends. The dirt path disappeared, the grass began to recover, and the silence, beautiful. 2 days later, I got an HOA summons. Special meeting. I knew exactly who called it. The HOA Karen sat there, arms crossed, glaring at me like I'd committed a war crime. She accused me of setting a trap, of creating an unsafe environment, of violating community standards. So I did something unexpected. I brought receipts, photos of her trespassing, dates, times, witnesses, the HOA bylaw highlighted in yellow. Then I asked one simple question. If my lawn is a public walkway, why am I paying property tax on it? Silence. The board members exchanged looks. The HOA Karen tried to interrupt, but the president shut her down. In the end, they ruled in my favor. And then, this part still makes me smile, they issued a written warning to her for repeated trespassing and harassment. The look on her face was priceless. Weeks passed. No footsteps, no damage, no HOA letters. Neighbors started complimenting my landscaping. Some even apologized for not speaking up sooner. And the HOA Karen? She avoids my house completely now, crosses the street, won't make eye contact. And that's the real victory. Not revenge, not humiliation, respect. Because sometimes the best way to deal with an HOA Karen isn't yelling louder. It's letting them walk straight into the consequences of their own entitlement. If you've ever dealt with HOA nonsense like this, hit that like button, subscribe for more real HOA stories, and tell me in the comments, what would you have done? Because trust me, this neighborhood has many more stories to tell.